Welcome to another segment of spending quality time with your girl, Eposi Ziton. Today our topic is going to be extramarital relationships. Now, let's get started. When I talk about extramarital relationships, I'm talking about the relationships that we keep outside our marriages. We should be very careful about such relationships. And to be precise, I'm talking about sexual relationships. When we go in front of God, our family and friends, and take the oath of marriage, we should take it very seriously. We should know that we made an oath for better or for worse, till death do us part, and we should try to respect that. But when we start liking other people outside our marriages, we should realize that there's a crack in our marriage, and we should try to fix that. By fixing that, we need to go to the various helps that I've always talked about. Either you go to your church, who is your spiritual guardian, a mentor, a friend, or you go to therapy or counselors. After you've done all of that, you are going to probably have a way to save your marriage. And if you don't, then you might want to start thinking of cutting your loss and walk away. Because when we keep all these extra relationships, they bring a lot of problems to our lives and to society. But there are lots of reasons why people start going into extramarital relationships. I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to question why people do what they do, because first, no two marriages are the same. No two relationships are the same, and nobody is perfect. This is a burning issue in our society that is affecting everybody one way or the other. So this is more of an open conversation that I'm going to love after the end of this segment. For anybody that has an input, to send me a message through my Twitter page, Facebook, or Instagram. Because probably we're going to have a part 2 of this segment. So we can talk more on that depending on what people have, how people have responded to the topic. Now, extramarital relationships, a lot of times is because we have a lot of issues going on inside our marriages that we don't want to face, and we're trying to look for a getaway. We're trying to look for a hideout, an escape, where we can go get solace. That's what we're looking for. And a lot of times we don't even know that that's what we're looking for. That's why when you start having feelings for somebody outside, you need to check yourself. You need to say, what's going on in my marriage? What do I need to fix? Why am I liking somebody outside my marriage? Because when you love your partner, you don't even think of having a relationship outside. So that's where you should get the help that you need. But we should be careful how we bring problems upon ourselves that start making us look for an escape. A lot of times it's financial issues. There are lots of other issues, but I'm just going to enumerate a few that I can remember. We have financial issues. Some people create this problem from the beginning of their marriage. They try to make this fabulous, wonderful wedding to call all these people to come and have fun with them and celebrate their union. But we bring a lot of bills to ourselves. And after the union is celebrated, now you go back home and have to face all these problems of how do we pay the bills? How do we solve this problem? And you're having debt collectors calling you here and there, and you start getting overwhelmed. Now you start looking for a getaway, a hideout, a place to run to, just to go do other stuff so you don't have to be talking about bills. Go out there and have romance, have fun, have dinner, have sex, whatever you need to do just to take your mind off your issues. That is not helping. Because what that is going to do is that it's only going to further destroy the relationship, because it's going to create a bigger rift in the marriage. And a lot of times, when we start having these issues or affairs outside our marriages, most times there are signals within the marriage that the other partner knows that there's something going on. But we tend to ignore it because of our feelings. But let me tell you, we have to be able to pick out what these issues are and try to bring it to the attention of our partner and say what is going on. And when we talk about cheating in the marriage, a lot of people are saying, oh man, oh no, we have a lot of women that are also cheating in their marriages. I'm not judging, like I said, it's because there's a problem. And what you need to do is to fix that problem before the marriage is destroyed. Also, we have people that it's as a result of just wanting a change. You have some people who are greedy. And for those people who are greedy, who like to change partners, you might want to think about staying single rather than marrying. So if you're already in a marriage and you have that tendency of wanting to always stay relevant, you want to feel like you're the man or the woman of the hour, maybe it's time for you to cut your losses and just go out and live your life. Because when you want to be that man of the hour or woman of the hour, you go out there and have sex with other people, you bring diseases into your household. Sometimes you might even bring an unwanted pregnancy that is going to impact a life of another human being. And a lot of times, this human being becomes a victim of your actions. So we should be cognizant of that and keep that in mind, so we don't even think of going into such relationships. Also, we have a problem where a lot of couples just lose what made them get married in the first place. A lot of couples, when they get married, they start having kids, they focus on the kids, they focus on other things, and they forget what made them fall in love in the first place. And now, whoever is not happy in the marriage start looking outside. Please don't forget what made you guys decide to love each other and decide to tie that bond. Stay relevant in your marriage. Whatever you need to do, if you have to do all the things that your husband or your wife said, that's why I like you have to maintain those things. Because when those things start falling apart, then your partner is now attracted to somebody in the outside that probably looks like you. And now we're talking about a type. Why is that man dating somebody that looks like the wife? Because he's looking for what made him fall in love with you in the first place. So we should try to keep it spicy. We should try to keep our marriages, on point. Let's not forget the things that made our partners to be enticed in the first place. So that's another burning issue that causes a lot of extramarital relationships. And when we start having these relationships, we make our marriages look so little. People out there look at us filthy. Because, it's not cute. It's not okay for you to keep a relationship outside your marriage. And then you bring other people's emotions into your household. And that's what I'm going to warn right here, because a lot of times we have the tendency of wanting to attack the person outside. Oh, you dating my husband, or you dating my wife. No, don't do that. You need to come back and figure out what your problem is and fix it in your household. Because by the time you start taking your family issues outside, one, you're empowering whoever your partner is cheating with out there. Secondly, you're giving room for conversations. There's going to be a lot of talk out there because she's taking the story to her friends and other people. And then you're looking so insecure. So when we figure that our partner is cheating, we should come back into the household and figure how to fix it if it's fixable. And if it's not fixable, because maybe a lot of damage has taken place, maybe a child is involved, sickness is involved, disrespect. Okay, again, like I say, no two relationships are the same. With all of that, some people stay in their marriages and fix it. But for those who don't want to fix it, I think it's time to cut your losses and just walk away. Rather than just make yourself look so little. And sometimes when kids are involved, our marriages become a household conversation. People are talking about it out there. And our kids now maybe have to hear about it, or even if they don't hear about it, their friends who may have heard from their parents now look at them, and feel sorry for them. We don't need to create that kind of environment. Please, please, please. Let's know that extramarital relationships are destroying our society. They're destroying our community. We should look for ways to minimize it. I know we have relationships that are now open marriages. I might not agree to that, but we know they do exist. If you and your partner have decided that you want to have an open relationship, which means that the husband cheats, the wife cheats, and it works for you all, that's fine. That's what you've decided in your marriage. But again, when you're trying to bring other people involved in that kind of circumstance, you want to use protection. You also want to use prevention, so you don't bring an unwanted baby, or you don't bring sickness into the household, or take sickness from your household outside, because you both are cheating. So all these things we should pay attention to and keep it in our minds, that extramarital relationships are a real big problem in our society of today. And that's something that we should pay attention to and try to reduce. Well, that's all I'm going to say on that topic for today. I'm going to wait for other people's input and I'm going to go in depth into that. But thank you all for spending quality time with your girl, Eposi Ziton, and bye for now.